Approaching 6:50, back here with our Smart Start for Monday, and breaking updates just in. This major Amazon Web Services outage causing disruptions all around the world.
Yeah, you might have already noticed it because the service provides remote computing operations to many governments, universities, and companies. Many different things you might not have noticed because Down Detector, that's a website that checks on those outages. It says that users report having issues with Snapchat, Roblox, Fortnite, the online brokerage app Robinhood, the McDonald's app, and many others, so maybe no McDonald's breakfast for you. AWS says engineers are working to understand what is causing this problem.
Some more breaking headlines. A man in his 70s is in the hospital in critical condition after he was hit by a car here in Rochester. That was on the east side at 2 a.m. at Merchants Road and Berwick Avenue. RPD tells us that man was walking in the middle of the road when he was hit. The driver stayed on scene and is cooperating with officers. No charges have been filed. Police say the wet conditions and timing early on this morning may have both been factors as they continue that crash investigation. And yes, James, we do have wet roads still. We got rain all over the place here for this Monday.
Yeah, heavier in some spots than others. Look for the yellow. That tells you that's where the heavy stuff is. And zoom in on the west side. If we do have to make a work trip over to Buffalo, you see the moderate rain. Or if you're out there, Pembroke over to Batavia, Darien up through Oakfield. You've got Alabama, Byron, Bergen, all getting moderate rain. Finger Lakes, some downpours there even. South of Honeoye, Canadice Lake, getting some good rain there. And then up Monroe County is probably the lightest here. I do expect it to, though, to pick up over the next few hours. How long it lasts, we'll have the 8-day at the end of the show. Brennan, Michaela.
All right, thank you, James. See you again in a bit. Back to our headlines, and after having the weekend off, the jury is back in the Marcy prison murder trial to resume deliberations in just a few hours.
They are working to decide the fate of 3 former guards who are all charged with murder in the death of an inmate, Robert Brooks, from Greece. Ron Spitzer joins us now live in the studio with what the jury has worked on in their deliberations so far. Ron.
As with any trial, guys, the jury can ask to review evidence or testimony they heard once before, or get the judge to explain the exact legal definitions of charges for a defendant. All of that has happened multiple times so far in the 3 days of deliberations. The 3 former correction officers, David Kingsley, Matthew Gallagher, and Nicholas Kiefer, all face the top count of murder. Friday, the jury asked to hear some testimony again, review use of force regulations, and to take another look at the body camera video from the day of the brutal December beating of Brooks. His death was ruled a homicide. Now, the jury also asked for the definitions and conditions of murder and manslaughter to be read back to them slowly. Following several hours behind closed doors Friday, the judge sent them home for the weekend. Here's some of what we heard during closing arguments.
Matthew Gallagher walked into a situation in the medical room at 9:24:55 p.m. that he did not create. He orchestrated nothing.
And he has the temerity to stand in front of you for 90 minutes and say he did nothing wrong, just following orders. He's such a good guy. Leg iron award for him, pepper spray award for him, and God only knows what for Mr. Kingsley, who also did nothing wrong, ripping a guy's throat off.
You can follow the live updates from the courthouse this morning at rochesterfirst.com as we await that verdict. Guys.
All right. Thank you, Aram. New York Attorney General Letitia James is scheduled to appear in court this week. There's a 5-page indictment that accuses James of making false statements on a loan application, specifically a mortgage agreement that the Attorney General signed in 2020 when purchasing a house in Virginia. President Trump called her a wacky crook earlier this year, and the Justice Department then started its formal investigation into James. There are critics who now claim President Trump has too much power over the Justice Department. James will be in court on Friday.
As we look ahead, the best words in sport. Game 7. The Mariners and the Blue Jays tonight. Winner take all, chance to make it to the World Series. That is what's on the line. In Game 6 last night, Seattle came into that game up 3-2. Bottom of the third, Rock native Ernie Clement makes some plays with this hit, an off-the-wall 2-out triple. That would help to set up the next batter, Addison Barger, at the plate. He gets a 2-run shot to put the Blue Jays up by 4. And then in the 5th inning, Vlad Guerrero Jr., a homer of his own to extend the lead as Toronto forces another one. Game 7 tonight, first pitch just after 8 o'clock. The final from last night, 6-2. Your Sunrise traffic updates here before we get you out the door one final time on this Monday. We do have one new accident on the thruway westbound near the Henrietta exit there at 390. East side around the Metro, 104 the Bay Bridge, 590 north and southbound. Things moving along. How about that camera there, James? Be thinking about that yesterday afternoon. Probably just would have been shaking like crazy side to side with all the wind.
Yeah, like a roller coaster practically.
Yeah, I kept looking outside, all the leaves blowing off. Probably lost half the leaves just yesterday.
Yeah.
There,
my sister and I went to Letchworth on Saturday. I think we picked the good day to go.
Yeah, sure.
Because it didn't rain like we thought it would, and then it was before all the wind came through, so the leaves kind of like held on a little bit.
And how was the color down there?
It was beautiful.
It
was beautiful. Maybe not as good as like last year. I know you said that the drought might have something to do with that, but I think it was gorgeous. And she's never seen it, so this is her first time. It looks great to her.
If you don't know what the flawless 10 out of 10 is, it's still going to be pretty good out there.
Yeah, right?
Good stuff there. Yeah, still some color on the trees, even with that kind of the rain around this morning. We'll dry out this afternoon. We're done after about 1 o'clock or so. And then tomorrow, dealing with a couple of afternoon showers there. And then Wednesday, Thursday, maybe some lake effect rain to deal with. And then we should slowly clear out by the weekend.
Boy. Just stuck in the 50s.
Yeah.
Those afternoons
Cooler pattern
coming up for the next week. We'll talk about that. Catch up on the weekend with our story time on our podcast. Second Cup of Sunrise, 9 o'clock. That's on the Rochester First streaming app at the top of our homepage, and you can take it on the go on our app as well.
Well, tune in then. And for now, we thank you so much for sharing your day with News 8 at Sunrise. Stay tuned for your next local update in 30 minutes during CBS Mornings. Have a great one.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather. Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand. Plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.